Over 200 Community Futures offices are located throughout Canada and provide small business services to people living in rural and northern communities. In Manitoba, there are 16 regions, 5 of which are located in the north. Community Futures North Central Development serves the North Central region, which consists of 17 communities. Our office is guided by a board of directors comprised of members from each community. So, what exactly do we do? We assist communities with business and community development by offering a variety of supports and resources, such as business loans, training workshops and information sessions, and providing one-on-one support to entrepreneurs. In other words, we are the place to go to when you want to find out how you can start, manage, or grow a business, or get a community project off the ground. Over the next few weeks, you are going to hear us talking about social enterprises. So I want you to get familiar with what a social enterprise is. Basically, it's a business that can be run by an individual, a group of partners, or even a whole community. But rather than its focus being on making a profit, the focus is more on how the business helps the community. Or in other words, what is the social impact of that business? It kind of falls somewhere in between being a nonprofit organization and being a for-profit business. So welcome to Business Basics Community Conversations, and let's see if you can get inspired to make a difference in your community.
All right, we're live. Hi, Michelle.
Well, hello, Roy. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 5 territory, the traditional home of the Cree, Dene, Inuit, and Métis people. So welcome to everyone. I am Michelle Pruder, and I work at Community Futures North Central Development.
And I'm Roy Mexted of Churchill Entertainment in Churchill.
So we are super excited to start this new series where we're going to explore some different businesses and different things that people are doing in Northern Manitoba that have a focus a little bit more on social enterprise. And Roy, you maybe could announce our guests that we are super excited to have with us today.
Sure. We are excited to have Carley Basler of Rocket Greens, which is a program run by the Churchill Northern Study Centre up here. And they're growing hydroponic vegetables and herbs and things, and in a quite a unique way, being in the Arctic. So let's bring Carley on and say hello to Carley Basler. Hey, Carley.
Hi.
How you going?
Hi, Carley. Thank you so much for being on the show.
No problem.
Sorry for interrupting your day. I know you're actually supposed to be out delivering all these rocket greens right now. I've seen those posts on Facebook. Everyone's waiting for their rocket greens. I hope you're not going to be late, or you got somebody else doing that?
Yeah, I sent someone else into town. But then I was actually a little bit late to meeting up with you guys because I was having a flood in the garden. So yeah, it's never.
Flood. Okay.
So Carley, tell us a little bit about the greenhouse and what you're doing there.
Sure. So here at the Churchill Northern Study Center, the Rocket Greens hydroponic project is, we are growing hydroponic leafy greens in a 40-foot shipping container that's retrofitted with state-of-the-art hydroponic growing equipment. So it's fully insulated. It operates all year round. This is our 3rd year of operation. And we're specifically growing the greens at this time for our Launchbox subscription service, which currently caters between 50 and 55 households here in Churchill. And we are also providing greens to both grocery stores and to the hospital cafeteria currently. And we do get to share some greens with some of the more touristy sort of seasonal restaurants and things, but all that's sort of on hold right now. So that's what we're doing.
Wow, looks amazing. I'm wondering, usually when somebody starts a project or a business, there's a need that they see in the community or an opportunity. And I'm wondering, what was the need that you saw in your community that influenced you to get on board with this project?
So organizationally speaking, the Churchill Northern Study Center, when we do have guest researchers, we operate a cafeteria. And I feel that the original vision was, while Churchill had lost its rail link to the south in 2017, that this would be a way for us to supplement the offerings in our own cafeteria. but I think that the unit caught the organization off guard in its ability to produce. Like, it produces far more than the Churchill Northern Study Center could use in their cafeteria. Anyway, I wasn't here when the project idea was born. I more kind of came on board. I was brought in to manage the project afterwards, so I can't claim any credit in dreaming it up, but the unit arrived, and then I came on board as a staff member, and that's when the ball really started rolling. We planted our first seed in November of 2017, and then we had about 6 weeks to figure out where all the greens were going to go. So it was a lot of brainstorming and figuring out what would work best for Churchill.
Wow. So I know when I've been up in Churchill and I go into the Northern store and I see your greens there for sale, I'm super excited because it's always so fresh. And just to have that option to buy something that's grown locally. Have you noticed any other, have people made any comments to you just about how this has benefited their community by having this option for them?
Yeah, I mean, I get to interact with all the subscription customers at least once a week. So it's nice to, well, we've been sharing on our Facebook page, like Roy's showing here, like the things that we've all been making. And so that's been nice. But I think just the proof is in that we've almost tripled our amount of subscribers since we started. And many of the people on my list of names, when I look through the list of names, like for instance, for today's distribution, a lot of the people are the same that have been here since week 1. So there must be something they like about it. And yeah, the lettuce isn't just fresh, it's actually still alive when you would buy it from the grocery store. The roots are attached. So it has extremely long shelf life. You can get creative and you can store it up if you want to use some of the like certain things in like more volume. And yeah, that's something that people in Churchill are definitely not used to, being able to put something in your fridge and forget about it for 2 weeks. Right. Pretty much unheard of. So not that I want people to forget about their rocket greens, but you know, life does catch up with you at times, and healthy food prep is hard for busy people. So this is a huge bonus because you can be a lot more flexible, and I feel like we're wasting a lot less. We're introducing very little packaging into the community with the project, which is also a huge bonus. Maybe one that we don't talk about enough. So yeah, there seems to be a lot of benefits, and I have a lot of loyal customers. So I think that's a good measure of our success so far.
Absolutely. So one final question, what would be your advice on first steps if there is somebody in another community or another community organization that is thinking, hey, if they can do this up in Churchill where it is, you know, cold and a short growing season, and it doesn't matter because it's an insulated greenhouse, what would you advise people to how to start?
So yeah, like some of the advice that was given to me, even though we had already bought our unit, it was still a number of months before it actually arrived. So I think that the best advice, like I said, that was also given to me is to know your community and understand what they want and need. Like if nobody here really wanted lettuce, or the stores had a good offering, like I wouldn't grow that, you know what I mean? So what kind of interest would you get from the restaurants? What kind of interest would you get from the store? So it would be good to get to know the people that are going to end up being a partner in your project. And then, yeah, the next questions would have to be about how you're going to fund it, you know, understanding the costs associated with it, and then finding sources of funding. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to sell it for top dollar to fancy tourist lodges, then you would likely be looking for a different type of financing than like an organization like ours that is operating at a nonprofit. And like, I'm not saying it doesn't matter to us how much money we make off of the greens, but we're able to operate a little bit below like a normal margin of a for-profit business just because of the way that we are. So yeah, understanding the need and the desires of your community, and then figuring out how you're going to pay for it are probably two good steps. And then, you know, research the product. You know, the one we're using is a grocer, and I'm super happy and couldn't say enough about how awesome it is to work with them, but they aren't the only player in the game. So, you know, what does your community really want?
Okay, well, that is great advice. And you'll notice that Roy's been showing pictures
Sorry,
pictures of food.
I'm getting hungry, guys. Can we finish this up soon?
Yeah.
Thanks, Carly, for bringing these to the town. I mean, I'm in Churchill, and to have this kind of thing, it's so fresh, like you said, and there's no dirt on it. It's completely clean because it's grown hydroponically. It's
Yeah,
pretty
me and one intern are the only people who have touched your vegetables. So as long as you feel good about that, yeah, you know, it's
that feels
very
fun.
very lightly fondled.
Hey, lightly fondled bok choy. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing today, Carly. And if any of our viewers have questions, are you okay with them contacting you?
Yep.
Okay, and we'll have that information posted where they can talk to you for a little bit more, but they can also contact me at Community Futures North Central Development, and maybe we can get the ball rolling in some other communities.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Okay, so thank you. And Roy, you have an announcement to make sort of about those dishes that you were showing to everyone.
Well, yeah. See, this is the cool thing about this series, guys. We're going to be able to give away a Lenovo tablet for your own use. You have it in the office or in the home, and you can sync it to your computer and everything. And it's quite handy to have if you're in a small business, and they're really handy to have a little tablet for all kinds of things. Well, we're going to integrate that into every show, and the first one is going to involve rocket greens. So, Carly, this is for the competition. We want people to comment in this post over the next week something that they would make with the ingredients through rocket greens. I've shown heaps of pictures and ideas here, but maybe you could tell us the actual types of greens, herbs, and vegetables that you grow there. Give people an idea of a recipe that they can post in this video to go into the draw next week to win this prize. What are you growing?
Sure. So generally every week, what's available is a type of leaf lettuce, a type of butterhead lettuce, spinach, kale. Yeah, you mentioned bok choy. Like we do some different types of Asian greens. We got 3 or 4 varieties of that. And then like the opportunity to get really creative generally comes from the herbs. So the subscribers get 1 herb a week, but usually in the grocery stores each week, we offer 3 or 4 different kinds. And those would be like chives, basil, cilantro, Thai basil. We've done parsley, mint. So really like I like to make dip. So I've made like probably 40 different kinds of dips, like using all those different herbs and stuff. So yeah, but people in this community, there are some really great cooks. If you look at the Rocket Greens Facebook page, there's probably some inspiration there, or you could tweak something that's happened on there. We have, yeah, really, really creative kitchen people in this town. So yeah.
That's excellent. Well, here's a picture of the tablet, guys. All you have to do is put a comment in what you'd make out of all those great ingredients that Carly's mentioned there. And we're going to have this weekly, talking to all different kind of unique social enterprises. So get involved and put a comment in, and we'll give you something for free. That's pretty cool.
Yes, and if you like what you've seen and you want to share that, that would be great. People can still make comments and enter the draw right up until next Tuesday night before our next show. And then at the end of our next show is when we'll draw the name for the winner for this week.
That's right. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's been fun. Yeah, I really feel like something healthy, and I feel guilty what I've eaten already today, but I won't say.
Okay, well, let's wrap up. We'll talk a little bit about what's happening next week. We've got, we have a really great guest next week. It is Ken Biggity and his puppet, the Chief. So Biggity and Biggity Cree Puppets will be with us. And if our viewers have not heard of them, please Google it. Go on YouTube and watch some of his stuff. He's been featured, him and his brothers have been featured on CBC. So yeah, get an intro.
He's so funny, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to meet the Chief. He's a great character. So that'll be next week's guest. And then we've got some workshops coming up that if people want to sign up for, they can contact me at Community Futures North Central Development. So we've got the Indigenous Women's Entrepreneurship Training. It is going to run over the course of 3 weeks in February. We're looking at February 10th, 17th, and 24th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And you need to sign up for all 3 sessions because it's one workshop. And I have space for 10 Indigenous women. And I really like shopping for these tablets. And I have 10 tablets. So whoever signs up and completes all the modules of this course, you will get a free tablet.
This sounds too easy, Michelle. Like, yeah, where are you getting these tablets from? Everyone's
I
getting
know. Well, we have generous funders. NACA has funded this this training for us, and they are providing that because they recognize that, you know, entrepreneurs need access to the internet and need something besides just a phone to be working off of. So they've generously given us the funds to purchase these tablets. So any women who are interested in joining that, it will be a virtual workshop. So give me a call or email at Community Futures, and all that information is on this Facebook post. And then we've got some governance training, which Frank Growth Solutions is starting next Wednesday morning, February 3rd from 10 to 11:30, is board governance basics. So if you are a new group thinking, you know, we want to get more formal, we want to find out more about a board, or you're thinking, hey, we want to start a social enterprise, but we have no idea how we're going to do this. Starting with some board governance basics would be a great place to start. And there is a $30 per person fee, but if you register through our office, we will cover that fee. So that starts next Wednesday morning. So again, contact me at Community Futures. The number is 204-677-1490, or you can send us an email, ncd@northcentraldevelopment.ca.
Wow, another workshop that normally costs money and free through you guys.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Okay, well, I guess we're done.
Well, that was fun, nice and snappy, and yep, heaps of yummy, fresh stuff to look at and things to get involved in. So thanks, North Central Development. Yeah.
Okay, so we will thank everyone for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And remember to like and share this with anybody you think might be interested.
Absolutely. All right, cue the music, and we'll see you all next week.
Okay, have a great afternoon.
Okay, it stopped the stream. I'll just check that it's stopping on the. Yep, it stopped. All righty. Oh, that was good. You know, yeah, we had some tea.
We went a little over,
Yeah.
more like 18 minutes, eh?
Yeah.